Craig.
Chris.
It is that time of week again.
What time of week again?
Where we read comments left by our viewers.
Our viewers?
Yes.
Do we still have some?
At least one or two.
Let's read them. That's right, children. Join us. Join us, children, as we read hashtag Craig and Chris comments from our show.
Yes.
Should I give them the important information, Chris? Or shall you give them the important information?
Dude, I have no idea what you're saying when you say it. Go.
If you're just now joining us, make sure you subscribe right on YouTube. If you're not at YouTube, make sure you go to craigandchris.com and subscribe, because it'll bring you straight to our YouTube channel, which is a new YouTube channel, not the old YouTube channel, because we got rid of the old YouTube channel. Also, if you want to follow our awesome stories, they're on Flipboard, www.craigandchris.com/Flipboard, where we have our own epic magazine. How was that?
Wow.
Did you understand any of that?
I'm impressed. That's okay. I'll have graphics at the bottom.
Cool. Awesome. And now we read your comments. And I love this video because you guys are awesome.
It's true.
Should I read them? Or should we just talk about reading them the whole video?
No, let's get to it.
Okay, let's get to it. This one's from the Ask Craig and Chris of last week.
Okay.
Okay?
Where you ask us things or just make comments.
Correct.
And then we read them. That's the show.
Correct.
And we love it.
Correct. Koga Dean says, the follow-up ship of Craig and Chris. I had to start with the one that made no sense.
I think that...
It's always the one I start with. Koga, we don't understand what that means.
No, I think it has to do with the
the name of the title.
Or the title.
The title. I'm not feeling it. Master, and this is where I'm going with this. I gotta feel it. I gotta be like, yes. Oh, here's another one. Master Rain says Craig and Chris comment defrag. It's confusing. It's confusing. I can't do it. Aaliyah Mary Grace, keep doing that. Aaliyah Mary Grace says Craig and Chris, Flight of the Navigator. I always wanted to fly around underwear and explore after that movie.
Underwater.
I was like, underwater.
Underwater.
And I even double checked that. I still thought underwear.
You got problems.
What is up with that? Sorry, Aaliyah. My bad.
I hear you.
He hears you. I haven't seen it.
He's horrible, and his kids are going to grow up stunted.
I know. I'm gonna have to watch that. Rosebud007100 says, "How about the CNC show or the CNC Answer show?" Hashtag Craig and Chris. I kind of like Ask Craig and Chris better. Thank you for the suggestion, though, Rosebud. What about you?
I feel bad for everyone. You're just going to shoot them all down.
That's right.
Like a gunfighter.
No, sorry. I've got to. And Albert Mesa says, hashtag Craig and Chris, I watched this show twice because you guys made me LMAO. By the way, R2-D2, a robot with personality? Please, it's an over-glorified Roomba.
We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
We're here to disagree, sir. Actually, I thought R2-D2 had way more personality than C-3PO.
Yeah, that's true.
But you wouldn't have known what his personality was without C-3PO.
Yeah.
It's a complicated thing.
That's true.
David Oldenburg says, Craig Chamberlain, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Chris. You got no props on that one. Joshua Williams says, cool. Sean Saint says, if you ask me, which you didn't, and I don't care, I would have to go with the original Robbie the Robot for best bot with personality. From the Forbidden Planet to Lost in Space, he was awesome. Enough said, hashtag Craig and Chris. Oh, and of course, Johnny Five was the shite too. Edit. And of course I know Flight of the Navigator, but what about Explorers or The Last Starfighter?
It's my favorite comment
High
so
five
far.
self for awesomeness.
Sean Saint, that's my favorite comment so far.
It was a well-documented comment, too. I actually envisioned you actually standing there going, what?
I love The Explorers and The Last Starfighter, so you, sir, are awesome.
I haven't seen either. I'm so far behind the curve here. So badly.
Do you even know what it is? The Last Starfighter is a guy who plays an arcade outside of his home. And it turns out it's not just an arcade game, it is a galactic training program thing that tests him. And yes, his high score means that he gets to go to the Galactic Starfighter, whatever. So
that is the greatest plot for a movie I've ever heard in my entire life.
Dudes from space come down and draft him. It was like a hidden draft. And because he was so awesome at it, he gets to actually be a starfighter.
I must see this movie.
But
I must see it.
he's the last Starfighter.
I love it. Albert Meza says, Sean Saint, Robbie the Robot. Good one. I almost forgot about that one. Karen Kokener says, commentators, hashtag Craig and Chris's comment show. That's actually not a bad idea. Put the hashtag in the title of the show. So maybe it should be ask hashtag Craig and Chris. Good idea, Karen. Aaliyah Mary Gray says the comments show. A little redundant.
But that's what I kind of like that.
What is it? It's the comments.
Yeah.
Show. How do you say comments show?
If we were foreign,
Saturday
that
Night
totally
Live.
worked.
We could totally pull that one off. All right, let's move on to the next video, which was Dead Rising 3 Part 21, which we do gameplay videos at our YouTube channel. And this one's the one where we met the President of the United States. It didn't end well.
No.
And everybody said pretty much awesome, hello, excelente, muy bueno, el video, oh, star, nice, nicey, that's from Jericho Palmino. There's like 5 E's at the end of his nice. Or
that's not nicey, that's nice.
No, that's multiple I's. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's what that one is.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. And so, yeah, that's
like
pretty much the kind of responses. I like this one, too. Me encantada mucho es muy bueno. And if I translate it, because I love Google Translate, I love it so much, very good.
Gracias.
Thank you, Rossi Cantu. Thank you, Rossi Cantu. All right, we'll move on to our next video. Amazon Prime price increase. Say it ain't so, cuh. That's from your unsung hero of Google+. Say it ain't so, cuh. Is it supposed to be cuz? Or is it supposed to be cuh? Wooby Wookie. God, you guys have the coolest names.
I know.
Can't ride free forever. That's not good coming from a Wookiee who technically was riding free. That wasn't his ship.
That's true.
Just to say, Phil Boyer says, while I don't like paying more, when you look at what you get, even a 50% increase is still a deal. Even if they go to the high side, $120, that's still only $10 a month for unlimited 2-day shipping and streaming.
Yeah, but you'd have to ship a lot.
Phil Boyer, I'm inclined to agree. If I ship 3 to 5 items a month, it's still worth it.
But if you don't...
But if I don't...
Not so much.
And then there's that balance out if I have to pay tax on it, and I can go buy it from somebody else who doesn't pay tax on it. Was that whole deal there. Sir Jaxie says, made this comment on YouTube as well. I won't be renewing if it does go up. I had Prime from day one and love it, but add to now having to pay tax at Amazon as a price increase, just not worth it to me. As long as they still offer free 2-day shipping on orders over X amount of dollars, I'll just wait to buy and combine my orders. That's actually a good idea.
Yep.
He's going to wait to
Good
buy
call.
and combine his orders together to get the free shipping anyway. They also seem to have forgot that they need to find a way to pay for their new contract with the U.S. Postal Service to deliver on Sundays. I didn't know that. I was unaware of that.
Good comment, sir.
I actually like this comment from Jacob Williams. I thought it was kind of funny. He goes, wish I worked for the PR department. Approaches angry crowd. Drones aren't cheap, people. Murmuring crowd disperses.
Fair enough.
Amazon drones. Tristan Wiley, I vote Craig Prime. Magical Craig. I don't know where to go with that.
Could have dealt with a little more Chris in that comment, I think.
We can do an awkward silence for that comment. All right, let's move on to the next video. We talked enough about
Whatever.
that. Lex Luthor and Man of Steel. This one's all you, buddy. This one's all your comments. Mike Kelly. This is where we could not believe that Jesse Eisenberg... Yes, you posted like 900 comments to our video.
I did.
No, Mike Kelly says he did kind of give off a super smart yet evil vibe when he played Zuckerberg. I could see it, maybe. I need to see him with no hair. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a difference between threatening the world and like shaking me down for my lunch money, and he gives me the vibe of
Bully?
lunch money. Yeah.
So he's the bully guy?
Like one good punch in the face would kind of take care of it, I think.
Well, we talked about this in the green room because we talk about very important things in the green room. Is that Lex Luthor was a very charismatic.
That too. I mean,
villain.
he's supposed to be kind of likable.
Yeah, you're supposed to kind of like him. I just don't see myself kind of liking him. I guess you could. It just depends on how he does it.
Well, so far, yeah. I mean,
but initially, my reaction's like, don't see that happening.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
because He's likable in Zombieland because he's completely not threatening.
Yeah, actually, in fact, he's the opposite of threatening.
And when he's threatening, you don't even want to watch him in Social Network because he's such a tool. Yeah. So let's see how that goes.
Laura Crawford says, I'm probably one of the few chicks who's excited about the Lex pick, but I love him. Lex was smart, sexy, powerful, and manipulative. And I think DC's pick is perfect.
See, I'm glad that you say that.
I'm going to slash out one of those.
I'm...
two of them.
Well, I mean, I think it's like...
One of them.
What are you saying? Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying to her, Laura...
Oh, that's right, sorry.
When you say those words... Let's see him again.
Smart, sexy, powerful, manipulative.
Jesse Eisenberg is not what pops into my head. So... That's my only problem.
Ruben Cornejo.
I agree. I agree that Lex is supposed to be those things.
David Rummel says Eisenberg does arrogance really well. Social Network, Now You See Me. So he may actually make a good Luthor.
Maybe.
But
I don't think he's very charming, and Lex Luthor's supposed to be somewhat charming, is he not? I mean, you're supposed to kind of like him.
You're supposed to. I mean, if you look back at the Kevin Spacey and the Gene Hackman version, yeah, he's very likable.
Yeah,
but maybe he's not. Maybe he wasn't that way in the comic books. Any comic book nerds out there?
He could always surprise.
Was he likable in the comic books, or is this more of us being brainwashed by the historical movies?
Yeah,
by Hollywood.
Maybe he was just Jesse Eisenberg all the time.
Yeah, right. So we're going to move past the Lex Luthor one. A lot more responses on that one that were supporting Jesse Eisenberg than I thought there would be.
And hey, we could be surprised.
We could be totally wrong, and we're totally okay with that. We'll just delete this video.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. We'll just delete the video. We're like, what do you guys talk? We never said. We always said Jesse. Yeah, we were on board from the beginning.
No, I can admit.
No, yeah,
I can admit I didn't think Heath Ledger was going to be any good.
No, I didn't see that happening at all. Oculus Rift and virtual reality, one of my favorite topics. Credo Way says my ambitious side says yes. My realistic side says no. We're talking about, is the Oculus Rift practical?
Like, is it going to be too much effort to actually want to use it?
I'm with Credo on this one, though. I love the way he summed it up. My ambitious side says yes. My realistic side says, probably not.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like Kinect was pretty cool when it was first coming out, and then when you realize, hey, I actually have to keep doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So.
Chris Carlson says, depends on the price, really. I'm going to go with yes, even not knowing what they want for one. It seems like a super cool tech.
Yes, it does.
I'll buy the crap out of that thing, Chris.
Me too.
Koga Dean, are you guys leaving Google Plus too? No. I am never leaving Google Plus. Google Plus will have to leave me. It'll be one of those kinds of relationships. Take me with you. That's how mine will be.
No, we're still there. We just split our YouTube channel.
Yes, the only thing that changed was YouTube. So, it's the only thing. Leah Mary Grace says, hashtag Craig and Chris, I think the Oculus Rift would be sweet. Tiring, but oh so cool. Company expense it. Do it! No, it's do eat. She did the
yes.
Eat. I like that. Do eat. That's actually how I read it in my head.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do eat. That's totally fun. Buy the crap out of that. Have you?
No, I'm very excited for it too. It's going to be awesome.
We confused Chris Carlson.
And, sorry, Chris. Good name, sir.
You went there, huh?
I did.
I keep interrupting you. You just smacked me a couple times. Like, Craig, let Chris talk. Chris Carlson says, hey, you guys say go to craigandchris.com and subscribe, but all it does is take me back to your YouTube channel. I am confused. Are you leaving YouTube, or is that the address to a new YouTube channel? And then he's got this cool little face that's like...
Okay, first off, Chris...
First of all, how'd you make the face on Google Plus comments? See that little face? He's like...
I don't know. But I just want to say he confuses me on a constant basis. Every day.
Part of my job. We have moved just the YouTube channel. So when you go to craigandchris.com, it takes you to the official YouTube channel. We don't have our own website yet.
It is kind of a placeholder as of now.
Yes. So craigandchris.com is where the website will be, but right now it just brings you to our YouTube channel, which is where our content is.
And either way, we're not leaving YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
No, we just split the channels because I would do a tutorial on WordPress and then we would talk about blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
So it was just really confusing for people.
Some people that doesn't actually go together.
Apparently not. That's weird. So, for us, it's like breathing.
But even if when we do get the website up, we'll still be here.
Wade Harmon says, and
worry not.
We're going to do a shout out to Wade Harmon here. he wants us on the show, his show. He's got his own show, and he's on Google Plus. Yes. He liked my "I'm buying the crap out of that thing" comment, and I am going to buy the crap out of that thing.
Yep, I'm going to too.
But I'm going to shout out to Wade Harmon because we are going to be on a show in April, which I know for most of you, you will completely forget about us like 5 minutes after watching this video, which is what most, like I do when I'm on the internet.
Don't encourage that behavior.
I don't encourage it. That is very wrong and unethical and immoral behavior.
You have to remember.
So make sure you stay subscribed, watch regularly, so that when April rolls around 45 months from now, you will be able to watch us with Wade Harmon.
So you're totally selling it wrong. Every decision you make we should be the filter of which it passes.
Well, you are the guy who has business training, Chris.
When you sit there, when you wake up and you say, "What should I do for breakfast?" you should think of us. Not to eat us, but what would we have for breakfast?
That was brilliant. Does FPS and resolution matter was the last video we did. We got a lot of controversy over this one.
Hot button issue.
Hot button issue. And I think it's because of our overly sarcastic intro in which we were hardcore gamers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you saying we're sarcastic, Craig?
Not in the least bit. Not even a little bit. We are just sarcastic enough, Internet.
Yeah. I can see where it maybe might confuse people.
Maybe. A little bit.
But we're hardcore gamers too.
Michael Stursberg, who actually posted an awesome article about Xbox One and the reason it's having trouble with 1080p. The first post he posted was kind of counter to the whole point of our video, Michael, where he posts Xbox One versus PS4 native resolutions and frame rate comparison chart.
Mm-hmm. But it was still a good read.
It was a good read, but the video was asking the question:
does it matter?
Does it matter
to you personally?
Obviously, it mattered to him because the first thing he posted was a comparison chart. But if it didn't matter to me, then I would have no need for a comparison chart.
Yeah.
Right? So, anyways. David Tadros just says... No, wait, it's David Tadros. Says, he's probably not even... Yes, they do matter. Enough said. Sean Barbie? Man.
Yes.
Kudos to you for surviving with that name. I want really good frame rate in 1080p. I'm not insulting him. I'm just saying you have to endure some criticism for certain names.
He says it matters.
It does matter for him.
So we have like
Steve Nash.
Two yays and like 2.5 yeses.
Yeah, Steve Nash says... no, never mind. Mark Voris says, bunch of morons. Gish, just saying. Are we the morons or are the people commenting the morons? I'm voting for us.
Okay. Why? Why is that preferable?
I don't know. it's more fun that way. I don't want to call my audience morons. What's my choice?
He did.
Mark Voris, you're a jerk.
Well, maybe
oh my gish.
I don't think
gish.
We didn't say oh my gosh.
No, that's what they said. Oh my gish. OMGISH. Oh my gish.
No.
Michael Stursberg says, well, I looked at IGN's comparisons. The biggest difference I saw between the systems, other than frame rate, was the rendering of objects and distance. I'm guessing that's due to 720p versus 1080p. So it does matter to Michael Stursberg.
Yeah, and I guess maybe we could have clarified a little bit more. I guess it doesn't matter whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. I mean...
PC also.
We were just kind of wondering, is it a factor when you buy it?
Correct.
Which it seems to be.
Sean Saint says, I think you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head with this one, with your opinions on why it kinda sorta matters. I agree with your opinions on this. My take on the whole thing, because as you know, I've been gaming since Atari 2600, so my hardcore gamer status is earned through decades of experience, is this. To a point, it doesn't really matter, because if it did really matter... End all be all, balls to the wall really effing matter to the point fanboys start foaming at the mouth kind of matters, then there's no way in hell Minecraft would be successful and Final Fantasy 13 would have blown away 7 in sales and fandom. If it really mattered, why do people even still care about the early days of Mario or Sonic or Mega Man?
Nostalgia?
I think it's expectations.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is at the end of the day. I think, it like you said, it kind of sort of matters.
Yeah.
If it's as good as if the graphics are as good as you expect them to be, then it's good enough.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it comes down to. And that's why every generation had games. Final Fantasy VII at the time was cutting edge. graphically.
Yeah,
it really
Evil
was.
2.
Resident Evil 2,
Ooh.
cutting edge graphically. So,
Those
but that was the expectation at the time. So now, by today's standard, going back, of course, it looks hideous. But at the time, it was pretty cutting edge, so it did matter to a degree.
Which is odd because there's also that little demand that we throw in there that it has to play the beautiful games, but be sure you play the hideous ones too.
Yes, you must do it all encompassing because
The consoles can't win.
So that's pretty much it. Actually, that was the one I wanted to close with. Thank you, Sean Saint, for an excellent, well thought out comment.
Yes.
And thank you all for commenting on the, what should it be, Ask Craig and Chris show. Is that it?
For now.
Until we come up with a new title. Thank you guys all for coming out. Remember, craigandchris.com so you can subscribe, and craigandchris.com/flipboard so you can see our awesome Flipboard magazine.
I think that covers it, yeah.
I think we're good.
You done good, Craig. Thanks for commenting, everyone. Please be sure to comment like crazy. We may just read them.
Craig and Chris. Ninja.
That's not ninja. That's more like a... That's better. I can see that working.
Ninja.
Ninja vanish.